Hello, and welcome back to Expertise is Overrated, the podcast that takes the time to answer the questions you didn't know you didn't want the answers to. I'm Sean.
And I'm Vib, and for once, we actually know what we're talking about.
That's right.
Because, we're talking about us, right?
We're talking about ourselves, and if there's anything we can be trusted on, it's our obsession with ourselves.
That's very true, yes. I love judging you.
I love judging me too. We wanted to just give a very quick update on the podcast, because obviously we've been offline for some time now. So let you know what we'll be doing and where we're going with it in 2023.
Yeah, it's entirely Sean's fault, as you might have imagined.
It always is. I think the first and most important thing to say is we're not going anywhere. We've got big plans for 2023, and this is just our opportunity to launch season 2, which, as we're arbitrarily calling it.
Yay!
Whoa! Get excited!
Whoa, no, we're definitely not going anywhere, because this is literally my only outlet to express my deep and unadulterated just displeasure at your existence. So
your crushing disdain for me.
Exactly. So I need this in my life.
We will be making a couple of changes, so I think it's worth calling these out specifically. And I suspect that the biggest one, and the one that's going to be most controversial,
it's going to be ironic, isn't it?
I feel like we're saying we're getting rid of this, and then it's going to come back in our very first episode. We're doing away with tinfoil in every episode.
Yeah, I think that's right. It's great. Don't get me wrong. It used to be absolutely fantastic because we genuinely every single time, for some reason, said completely ridiculous stuff every episode.
We did. We went through a spate of some genuine insanity, and I think the problem is it's that genuine insanity that we want to reward, rather than, I think, as we found ourselves doing, and as we've actually commented on before, scrabbling around through an episode to find something that's really only mildly silly. We're not doing ourselves any favours there, and actually I think we're doing harm to the prestige of the Tinfoil Award.
I agree. I think they're being watered down by it. And to our credit or discredit or self-delusion, I guess, occasionally we also talk about relatively serious things in a relatively serious way, and we do going through that and saying, oh yeah, that was a silly thing to say, is a bit, it's just not the same, is it?
Takes away from the message.
Absolutely. So
it's not going away completely, though.
No, it should hit you by surprise.
It should. So if you hear something in an episode that you consider wild insanity, please get in touch and let us know. We'll be taking user submissions for tinfoil.
Yeah, tell you what, if someone can point out to us that we didn't award a tinfoil when we absolutely should have done, we'll wear a massive joint shiny hat. We will. And we'll name drop you. You'll get a shout out in the podcast, which I imagine you can tell all your friends and family about. I certainly would. Yes, absolutely. Of course. That's the one reason you're trying to do this. Anyway, so it's not going anywhere as such, but it's just being done more appropriately.
Which I think is sort of the theme for this reset as a whole, isn't it?
Or doing things appropriately.
Not going anywhere, but just trying to do things appropriately and a little bit better.
Yeah, we say that now. I think we should listen back to this very short episode. I'm sure we'll somehow turn into an hour-long ramble, but
I'd be so pleased if we managed that.
No, we've already blown past the 5 minutes we said we would make this. But no, it's going to be good. So the other key thing is episode frequency, and this is the one thing we're really going to focus on.
Yeah.
Religiously, the two atheists. Fortnight release, no exceptions.
Set in stone.
Unless we actually in advance say we're going on a break or something.
If we're going on a break, you'll know about it well in advance. You won't discover through Twitter or Discord or Facebook or the fact that we haven't uploaded. You'll know it's coming, and we'll probably tell you why. And to help with that, we're going to start having a buffer. We're going to have some episodes in the can so that we can upload on a regular schedule. Now, the upshot of that is that we're going to stop committing to what we're going to talk about in the next episode for a couple of reasons. Mostly to give us flexibility, but also it'll enable listeners to chip in and tell us what you'd like us to cover, and we can also move our schedule around to pick up things as they happen. whether that be a review or something exciting that's happened in social media or media in general that we just want to talk about.
Yeah, finally get rid of that trademark that we've sort of made for ourselves of reviewing things that are months and months out of date.
Yeah, a big part of that has been because of our recording schedule and what we were promising to talk about.
Yes,
and I
exactly.
at least was getting fed up of apologizing for not talking about what we said we were going to talk about.
Yeah, same. And there's just times where you don't want to talk about a certain thing, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
You don't have the right energy. But no, we will be releasing stuff every fortnight. And our first episode back, and yes, you can quote us on this, is the 6th of February.
Yep.
Of 2023, I should stress.
3 p.m. UK time, 2023, 6th of February, episode drops.
Yeah, you heard it here.
Get
excited, absolutely. It's going to be a big one.
It will. I'm going to set some fires running, I think.
Yeah, but we won't tell you what it is because that's not what we do anymore.
No, which is silly because I think we're about to hang up this call and then record it, but never mind.
Yeah, doesn't matter. They don't know that. Yeah, and I think hopefully what all of this will result in is just us having a much tighter podcast. You know, spend more time on the back end. We'll edit more, plan better, make sure that the content we actually do put out is as best as we can make it. Which, yes, I know it's not very good, but you just got to work with it. We are weirdly proud. I mean, Sean wrote this. I don't know if I agree with this, but we are sort of proud of what we're doing. But we can do better. We can be more consistent, and we are going to try.
Yeah, and I think that's all that we can do. Feel free to hold us to this pledge as well. If you think that we're not holding up our end of this one-sided bargain, then let us know. But I think from me at least, that's everything that I wanted to say. I just, we're going to still have fun with it. We're still going to shout at each other. It's going to be great. But we're going to try and do so in a slightly more structured and hopefully even refined manner.
Absolutely. And I think that's all we have to say. And we're going to leave it at that. We haven't got an outro, do we? Classic.
We don't have a specific outro, no. I think we just
so we're going to work on that. But yes, we will see you. Well, we will talk to you next time.
Yes.